They had it all: money, fame, fans who worshipped them like gods. But behind the cameras, some of Hollywood's biggest stars were hiding secrets so dark that today they're rotting in prison cells they'll never escape. From twisted murder plots to horrifying betrayals and scandals that shocked the world, these are the 9 actors who threw away everything and paid the ultimate price. Stick around till the end, because number 1 is a name you'll never believe is behind bars right now. Number 9 is Michael Jace, the actor who once played a cop on TV, but ended up as a killer in real life. Michael Jace rose to fame as Officer Julian Lowe on The Shield, winning fans as a tough but conflicted cop fighting crime on the streets of LA. But behind the scenes, Jace's own life was spiraling out of control. Money problems, marital fights, and a secret darkness that no one saw coming. On a quiet night in 2014, everything exploded. Jace pulled out a gun and shot his wife, April, 3 times, right in front of their 2 young sons. He called 911 himself and chillingly told the operator, "I shot my wife." In court, he claimed he just wanted to hurt her. But the jury didn't buy it. They found him guilty of second-degree murder. Today, the man who once wore a badge on TV is now inmate number at Corcoran State Prison, serving 40 years to life, haunted by the family he destroyed. But if you think that's shocking, wait till you hear what the next actor did to keep his dark secret hidden for decades. Coming up next, number 8, Danny Masterson. He was the sarcastic, laid-back Hyde on that 70s show, but his real life was far darker than any role he ever played. Masterson grew up in the spotlight: commercials, sitcoms, Hollywood fame. But behind that cool guy image was a sinister secret that haunted his co-stars and silenced victims for years. Starting in the early 2000s, multiple women, some from the same Church of Scientology Masterson belonged to, accused him of drugging and raping them. They tried to speak up but were allegedly stalked, threatened, and shut down by the church's powerful machine. It took nearly 2 decades of legal battles, harassment, and intimidation before Masterson finally stood trial in 2023. The jury heard the horrifying details and the victims' stories, the cover-ups, the secret hush campaigns, and they didn't hold back. Masterson was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison. His wife left him, his old friends turned on him, and his Hollywood life vanished overnight. But even now, he's clinging to a sliver of hope, a final appeal that could just maybe set him free. And if you thought this Hollywood scandal was dark, wait until you hear about the actor who killed his own mother and planned to assassinate a prime minister. Number 7, Ryan Grantham. You might remember him as the shy kid Rodney James in Diary of a Wimpy Kid, or Jeffrey Augustin on Riverdale. But no one imagined this young star would become a real-life killer. In March 2020, Ryan did the unthinkable. While his mother sat playing piano in their family home, Ryan calmly walked up behind her and shot her in the back of the head. Her name was Barbara Waite, his own mom, murdered by her son. But it didn't end there. Ryan packed his car with guns, ammo, and Molotov cocktails. His next target? He planned to drive across Canada and assassinate Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Thankfully, he never went through with it. Instead, he turned himself into the police before more blood could be spilled. In court, his lawyers blamed mental illness and depression, but the judge called it a heartbreaking betrayal of trust. Now, Ryan Grantham is serving a life sentence with no chance of parole until at least 2036. The boy next door turned cold-blooded killer, but he's not the only one whose fall from fame turned him into a prisoner. Because the next story involves a tiger, a murder plot, and one of the wildest scandals you've ever heard. Number 6, Joe Exotic, the self-proclaimed Tiger King, whose life was stranger than fiction, until it all came crashing down behind bars. Once the flamboyant owner of a roadside zoo in Oklahoma, Joe Exotic shot to global fame with Netflix's Tiger King. Viewers couldn't get enough of the wild animals, messy feuds, and Joe's larger-than-life antics. But off-camera, Joe's obsession with rival animal activist Carol Baskin turned deadly. In 2017, desperate to stop Carol from shutting down his zoo, Joe hired 2 different hitmen to murder her. One turned out to be an undercover FBI informant. The other, a former employee who ratted him out. That wasn't all. Investigators found Joe guilty of falsifying wildlife records, illegally selling tiger cubs, and killing 5 healthy tigers just to make space in his zoo. In 2020, Joe Exotic was sentenced to 22 years in federal prison. He tried everything: lawsuits, presidential pardon pleas, even a free Joe Exotic limo waiting for Trump's pardon that never came. In the early 2000s, Jared became a household name after claiming he lost over 200 pounds by eating Subway sandwiches. His story turned into a massive marketing campaign. He starred in over 300 commercials, visited schools, and inspired millions. But while Jared smiled for the cameras, behind the scenes, he was hiding horrifying secrets. In 2015, an FBI investigation revealed that Jared was connected to a child pornography ring and had paid to engage in illegal acts with minors. The evidence shocked the world. The trusted Subway guy was no hero. Jared pleaded guilty and was sentenced to over 15 years in federal prison. His fall from grace was complete. Subway immediately cut all ties and he disappeared from the public eye overnight. Today, Jared Fogle is serving his sentence at FCY Englewood in Colorado. And while he runs laps behind prison fences, his victims and the world still grapple with the betrayal of a man who turned his fame into something unthinkable. But Jared's secret life isn't the only story that stunned America. Up next is a TV actress whose twisted plot involved poison, politicians, and a shocking betrayal from behind closed doors. Number 4. Shannon Richardson. She was a small-time TV actress with big dreams, until she decided to grab headlines in the most shocking way possible. Shannon had appeared in shows like The Walking Dead and The Vampire Diaries, but her real-life drama was far darker than any role she ever played. In 2013, while going through a messy divorce, Shannon mailed deadly ricin-laced letters to none other than President Barack Obama and New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg. Her twisted plan? Frame her own husband for the crime. But investigators quickly saw through the act. They found evidence that Shannon had written the letters herself. And when cornered, she confessed. Number 3. Skyler Deleon. He was once a child actor with a small role on Power Rangers, but his real-life role turned him into one of the most cold-blooded killers Hollywood has ever spawned. In 2004, Skyler and his wife Jennifer answered an innocent ad from Thomas and Jackie Hawks, a retired couple selling their 55-foot yacht, their dream home on the sea. Skyler showed up with his pregnant wife and young child, posing as a trustworthy buyer. But behind that family-friendly mask was a deadly plan. During a test sale, Skyler and 2 accomplices tied up Thomas and Jackie, forced them to sign over financial documents, then threw them overboard, bound to the yacht's anchor. Their bodies were never found. Skyler's motive? Pure greed. He wanted the Hawks' life savings to fund a lavish lifestyle, and as his lawyers later claimed, a sex change operation he couldn't afford. The evidence was undeniable. Number 2. Will Hayden. Once a proud Marine and star of the hit reality show Sons of Guns, he turned his passion for firearms into TV fame. But behind the gun shop counters lurked a predator no one suspected. Will Hayden built Red Jacket firearms from scratch, transforming custom gun builds into primetime entertainment on Discovery Channel. Viewers saw him as a straight-shooting, no-nonsense weapons expert. But away from the cameras, Hayden hid a lifetime of dark secrets. In 2014, shocking allegations surfaced. Multiple women, might including his own daughter, and accused Hayden of unspeakable crimes spanning 2 decades. The charges? Aggravated rape, forcible rape, and horrific abuse that shattered the image of the so-called family man millions trusted on TV. The The revelations shut down Sons of Guns overnight. In 2017, Hayden was convicted and sentenced to not 1, but 3 life sentences, plus an extra 40 years tacked on to make sure he never walks free again. Today, the gun shop king sits locked up in Louisiana State Penitentiary. No cameras, no fans, no second chance. Number 1. Yeong-su. Millions around the world knew him as the kind old man from Squid Game. The gentle player 001, whose smile hid deadly secrets in Netflix's biggest hit. But in real life, Oh's own secrets shocked his fans in ways no one expected. A legendary stage actor in Korea, Oh spent decades commanding the theater before winning global fame. And a Golden Globe for Squid Game. He became an overnight icon, adored by young and old, honored by his country, even asked to throw the first pitch at baseball games.